As a society, we have screwed up the environment. We have created damages that are almost reversible if we don't do anything right away. So the basic context we are dealing with here today is that the world is finally uh, but surely moving away from a hydrocarbon based energy economy to an electric based energy economy. There are baby steps, but concrete steps that are happening all over the world to fight the climate change and to reduce our dependence on hydrocarbons. As the saying goes, the future is indeed electric. The above changes are indeed good for all of us. Hopefully, the air we breathe will become cleaner, the climate becomes more predictable, and we will start reducing and soon start reversing the harmful effects on the we have inflicted on our own environment. To sustain this transition, the transition towards electricity, we need to make sure that all the components that enable this transition are there, are scalable, sustainable, and ecologically friendly. We have to understand that electricity, because of its fundamentally fungible nature, will be the main source of energy for all our activities in the future. Electricity is easy to generate, easy to store, easy to transmit, and we have efficient motors that convert electricity into the energy forms we need, whether it is mechanical or thermal. We should also remember that since the dawn of civilization, for almost several millennia, except the last 200, 300 years, we have primarily depended on the energy sources, which is sun and the wind. I think it's time we get back to the roots. We go back to what we now call as renewables, to solar and wind energy, uh, and use the electricity to power all our needs. And this is the only way we will have a sustainable energy economy. This is the only way to have a sustainable energy economy is by building an electric future. For this to happen, we need more batteries, we need better batteries, we need more motors, we need better motors. Both are fairly well established technologies, but there is a catch. We need cobalt and lithium to build the batteries, and we need rare earths to build the magnets that go into the motors. The rare earth elements and the cobalt and lithium are unevenly distributed across the world. The process of mining and extraction of these minerals is extremely hazardous to the environment. For extracting 1 ton of these elements, today we generate 20 tons of toxic waste. Clearly, this is not sustainable. Also, many of these mines are located in what we call as politically unstable regions, which leads to exploitation and risks at the humanitarian level. You should also remember that the cost of these materials is also an issue. They're not cheap, which makes the transition to electricity a little riskier. Last but not the least, one country, China, has 90% control over the supply chain, leading to a lot of geopolitical, geostrategic, and price sensitivities, which is generally not good if you want to make this transition successful. Back to mining of this rare earth minerals and lithium and cobalt. If we want to make a successful 100% transition to an electron based energy economy, to an electricity based energy economy, we need to mine 50 times the amount of mining we are doing for these rare earth minerals and lithium and cobalt. So basically, what we'll end up doing is um, we instead of mining for hydrocarbons, we will end up mining for rare earths and lithium and cobalt, which is clearly not the way to go. So, what do we do about this problem? How do we solve this burning issue and make sure that we make this transition, we make this electric transition, and make this planet sustainable? Here, here are our thoughts and views. Number one, we need to start developing technologies that do not need rare earths. Many entities, including our company, We are developing technology for building rare earth free motors, which are actually simpler to build, very efficient, and cheaper in the long run. And we do not have any dependencies on rare earths. These motors are just steel and copper, or steel and aluminum. Coming to batteries, a lot of the larger companies, including CATL of China, they are looking at replacing lithium with sodium. Sodium is abundantly available, very easy to manage, and a lot of investment and basic R&D is going on to make this transition happen. Also, for grid level storage, it's time we started looking at other technologies like flow energy batteries, which are far more suited for those kind of applications. Number two, hydrogen. I know hydrogen is a controversial topic when we speak about energy, but batteries are not a solution for all applications. Locomotive propulsion, aircrafts, um, heavy vehicle propulsion, they need the energy density of hydrogen. We will have to figure out how to make green hydrogen a possibility, a reality. Um, Making massive investments in renewables, solar and wind farms, and doing the electrolysis in a more profitable way, and figuring out how to store and transport hydrogen in a safe and profitable way. Number three, we need to develop the art of urban mining. Urban mining is basically massive and methodical recovery of the above materials from the used products. Today, unfortunately, we do not recover any of the lithium or cobalt and rare earth minerals from used batteries or motors or our displays. They're all going into the landfill. We need to invest on to develop technologies which will make the recycling economically viable, so that we will truly have a sustainable and a circular economy. Last but not the least, we need to do research, fundamental materials research, to find replacement for these rare earths. These new materials hopefully will have the same functionality of rare earths. Maybe not as good as them, but acceptable, but will not have any of the negative connotations, negative externalities of the rare earths and lithium and cobalt. Switching gears a little bit, there are other aspects of electric transition that need to be taken into consideration. Um, there are millions of people employed, thousands of industries which support the existing hydrocarbon based energy economy, especially in the automotive industry. When we make the transition to electricity, all these industries and employees, people will go jobless. That is clearly not a sustainable solution from a societal and a political point of view. We need to again invest in training these people, retraining these people, and making use of their infrastructure, their skills, so that they contribute again in a positive way to the future electric economy. We have to remember that since the dawn of civilization, humans have depended on animal powered transportation for millennia. Only recently, for the past like probably 2, 3 centuries, we made the shift to hydrocarbons, coal, petrol, diesel, natural gas. These things powered the industrial revolution and also the recent information revolution, raising the standard of living to amazing levels. But it had one big negative externality. We clearly inflicted huge amount of damage on our climate. We are at the cusp of another big change. This is the shift to an electric economy, maybe partially and hydrogen-based economy, wherein we make the planet more sustainable. In this transition, there will be good and bad effects, like any transition. We need to recognize, acknowledge, and work towards mitigating the bad effects and to make sure that we make this transition happen and make it sustainable. We strongly believe that humans are fundamentally problem solvers. The climate change has thrown up very hard problems, technical, political, societal. Um, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity to build companies, to build businesses, which will actually do good to the society and the environment, and hopefully build a profitable business too. Wishing all of us a greener, sustainable, and an electric future. Thank you.